Hello, my beautiful soul tribe. Welcome to the channel Ascend with Me Tarot. I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful that you're watching the videos. So grateful that you guys are subscribing. I don't even know how to say anything other than like I'm extremely grateful. Can't even put it into words. Y'all just tickle my heart, and so thank you. But anyway, so I'm taking a break from the Twin Flame collective readings. So I'm going to do a zodiac sign reading. We've only gotten 2 done so far, so we're going to try to push through and get a few of those done today. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to pray over the cards and then we're going to start. Father God, Holy Spirit, beautiful archangels, ancestors, higher beings, thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity. I ask that you please help me to tap into the messages for the Soul Tribe Collective today. I ask for clear discernment as I receive these messages, for insight for our highest good, our highest healing, highest vibrational truth, clarity, confirmation, enlightenment, encouragement. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Archangel Michael, please put a white light of divine protection around my energy, the energy of the collective, the energy of this reading. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Archangel Raphael, please clear and connect our heart chakras to your healing energy. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, ancestors. Praise you, Father. Amen. All right, collective, let's see who we're going to read for. So what we're going to do is pull a zodiac sign, then we're going to pull a planet, and then we're gonna talk about some stuff, okay? Let's see. Now remember, this could be your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or north node placement, or you could be a cross watcher and this could be the placement of your person, and it will still resonate, okay? Always just use your own discernment. Take what fits and leave what doesn't. We are reading for a collective, so some parts may, resonate with you and you're like, yeah, I know, yeah, that's me. And then there's things that may not resonate with you. If it doesn't resonate, but then it brings up some type of fear or anxiety in you, then just push it out. If it's for you, it'll come up later in a different way for you, okay? Don't, we're here to beat fear. We're here to kick the devil's ass. So we're not going to feed into fear. We're not going to, we're not going to let anxiety, take us over. That's not what we're meant to use these tools for, okay? And what Spirit's taught me is we should use our tools wisely and use them for clarity and healing and just bringing confirmation of things that they've already been telling us through our own intuition, okay? So that when you're reading, when you're at my channel and you're looking at my readings, that's my advice for how you should view things. It's either going to resonate and you're gonna know on a soul level, or it's not. If it brings up any type of fear, I mean, things do come up that you may not know about, and it might cause anxiety in you, but, if you're not sure, just file it away. Don't feed the energy of fear into it. File it away, and if it comes up again in another way, and it'll come across your path again if it's for you, okay? So I'm going to quit babbling, though. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, Spirit, which zodiac sign are we going to have the beautiful pleasure of reading for? Ooh, Pisces. All right, Pisces. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, or north node placement. Let's see which planet is going to be affecting Pisces, Pisces, for the month of May. So these are the energies for the month of May. Let's just go ahead and grab a planet that's representing the energy of Pisces. Please, Spirit, what planet? What is the planet? Let's see what we got. Ooh, Mars. Okay, I know Mars is the planet of war, Pisces, so you could be having some altercations with some people in the month of May, or you could be coming to maybe you're settling some things in the month of May. Maybe you've already been warned, but let me find it. Yeah, it means war and conflict. Okay, so I don't know. That's what's going on, Pisces. I do, looks like you've been conflicting maybe with family members or a lover, okay? You've been having a conflict. Maybe you've just been arguing with your own children. I don't know. But Spirit, conflict happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, but conflict, when we go through certain conflicts, when we're having disagreements with others, it's usually there to highlight the fact that we may need to set a boundary in some way for ourselves, a personal boundary, or we need to stand up and speak our truth. Maybe you've been biting your tongue and holding yourself back and trying to avoid a conflict. I don't know why I say contract. Maybe there's a contract involved, but maybe you've been trying to avoid conflict, right? By just like not speaking up. And I have a card in one of my decks that says something like, when we don't speak up, when we hold those things in to avoid conflict on the outside, it starts a war within ourselves, right? It starts a battle within you. So it's always good to speak up and just speak your truth in every moment. And not everybody's going to like what you have to say, right? But it's your truth. So you don't want to have that conflict going on within self. It's better just to face it and deal with it head on, But let's get into the energy. So this first energy is going to be your overall energy for the month of May. And then we're going to pull an energy from the past that's pulling on your energy. And we're going to look into some healing. We're going to see what a future challenging energy may be. And we're going to look around, the energy of love for you. This is completely geared towards healing is my focus when I'm doing these. Some tea may come out in the midst of the reading, but my focus, my agenda is to, pull out some information that's going to help you overcome whatever the struggles are, okay? So let's see. What is Pisces? Sun, Moon, okay, overall energy. Okay. You're having to be patient. I feel like you're growing impatient with the person. This could be someone or something that this conflict, right? But you got patience. It says patience is the key. This is a time to concentrate on blending the different parts of yourself and your life, psychological, emotional, and spiritual, into a new form. So you're having to sit and be patient, right? Maybe these energies that you've been having conflict with is what's taught you how to be patient, You know what? We're going to turn this around because my deck was upside down. Let's see. The circumstances of your situation will teach you, the circumstances of your situation will teach you to wait calmly when it seems like nothing is happening. The person who receives temperance in a reading is not in a position to hurry matters along. The trick is to make the waiting game constructive. The card suggests divine intervention, balance, and harmony. So there is a need for balance and harmony, especially, that's why Mars is here, bringing up conflict, bringing up all of those things that, you've been holding back or ignoring or biting your tongue on. There is a need for you to be patient with yourself and others, but at the same time, that doesn't mean you bury what it is. It doesn't mean you ignore it. It means you face it head on and you find compromises or you find solutions, and you pray. You keep the peace. Spirit's telling you there's a need for you to be peaceful, even if you're conflicting. Even if you're having conflict with others, I feel like you're meant to be like the peacemaker of those situations. But that doesn't mean that you back down on your own boundaries, is kind of what I'm getting. Okay, so let's see what this energy of the past is that's trying to pull on you. Spirit, what is this energy of the past? Or the energy of this conflict even that's trying to pull on you? Somebody who's very aggressive. This could be your own aggressive energy, but I don't feel that. I feel like this is someone around you who's angry a lot, who's aggressive with you, that you just have been biting your tongue. You've just been like trying to avoid conflict with this person. So basically you've been letting them get away with talking however they want or walking over your boundaries, and you've just been like, well, it's not even worth the fight, is kind of what I'm hearing. This could be a lover that you're just kind of, maybe you guys are in the same house even, but it's like you're not really talking to one another because when you talk it gets aggressive, okay? But this is the energy of the past. So this is a past situation that just keeps kind of coming back around until it gets dealt with, is what I'm hearing. But this card represents a person who is overly aggressive or argumentative, who lives in attack mode, or is aggressively pursuing a lifestyle that will allow them to live out their philosophical ideas. taking control of a project or situation in a ruthless manner. And this is a warning of an unexpected loss, conflict, and a need to establish your own ideas and beliefs. So yes, that you're definitely dealing with conflict in the month of May, Pisces, if this is your reading, okay? But it's something from your past that needs to be dealt with. So it's gonna, it's coming through with maybe your children. Maybe there's some kind of conflict. Maybe your child is super aggressive. Maybe you and your child have been arguing a lot because y'all don't see the same way, right? They maybe you're trying to guide your child down the right road if it's your child, and they're just like biting back at you. They don't want to listen, okay? And so you just kind of stop talking. You just been like holding yourself back. But I feel like something's about to break. Like there's about to be some type of emotional explosion between you and whoever this person is. And if it's not a child, then it could be, like I said, a partner from your past. Maybe it's your child's spouse, like maybe it's your child's other parent even, that, you've been kind of sitting back holding your tongue on, and this person's like very argumentative with you, and you've just been trying to not argue with this person, but then it's not benefiting you at all. Okay, it's kind of what I'm getting. But this person is someone who belongs in your past, actually, because they're showing up in this past energy. Now, if this is your own energy of aggression, and you're growing impatient with a situation in your life, Spirit's telling you it's time to balance that energy within yourself. It's time for you to meditate and pray and take some time alone, get some time out in nature, try to calm your own heart and your own mind, and come to a clear solution for whatever your conflict is. When your emotions are running high, right, when your anxiety's running high, you don't always see the solution, right? It tends to block us from being able to see things clearly because we're coming from an emotional state, an emotional reaction. When you react to certain things and you don't really have time to process those things, sometimes we say things we don't mean. Sometimes we do things that we later regret, right? So whatever you're doing, Spirit's telling you, be patient with yourself and others, but the responsibility of yourself will be to not come from a reactionary place as you're dealing with this conflict, but to be more of a solution oriented. Be more solution oriented is what I'm hearing. So that means you got to come from a place of balance and patience and calmness, but also with strong boundaries and speaking your truth, okay? So let's see, what is your challenge in the future? What is the future challenge here, Spirit? Yeah, oh my goodness. Making peace. the six of Swords. This indicates you are putting past troubles behind you. Yeah, so this is your challenge, to put whatever's going on with this past situation, to make peace with that. Even if that peace means you cut this person out of your life. Sometimes that's what it takes to have our peace, right? Walk away with peace in your heart and your mind. That's your challenge. Okay, sometimes making peace means standing up for ourselves. Not in an emotionary way, but in a way that's authentic for our truth. Speaking our truth, setting our boundaries, and creating our own distance from whatever it is that's been taking our peace. Okay? Now, if it's your child, I don't know. We'll have to look. But Spirit's telling you to be the peacemaker. Okay? Let me read this to you, and this is your challenge. This indicates that you're putting past troubles behind you. It marks the beginning of a new phase after a time of upheaval. You have rebalanced yourself and are enjoying a new peace of mind. This is the calm after the storm, a period of smooth sailing with relatively few problems ahead. Moving forward could require you to use your logic or your natural intellect. So that's confirming what I said a while ago. It's not coming from an emotional state. Spirit's telling you, have a peaceful mind, right? Clear thinking, and come from an intellectual place when you're dealing with this situation. And I'm gonna try to look a little deeper to see what this situation may be, okay? Let me pull what you're healing in regards to love, a love energy for you. I got a specific deck. It could be something financial even. Maybe you're fighting with family members over something financial. Some of you guys, that's what it could be. Some kind of conflict in court around an inheritance for some of you guys, or something, you know, something that affects your stability, okay? Is kind of what I'm seeing here. So let's see, in regards to your love energy, now this is something, we're focused on healing, so this is something within you and your perspective that Spirit wants you to have an awareness about when it comes to the way you show up in love relationships, or what maybe you need to heal in the way that you're showing up in love relationships. This is all about the self, okay? Pulling you up, but it's in reverse. So it's like you're surrounded by energies that don't really encourage you. I feel like you're the one who's doing all the encouraging, Pisces. And so when it's time for you to be encouraged, there's really no one you can lean on. And you're used to that, but you're getting the backlash of a lot of aggressive energy, right? You're encouraging others, you're leading others, you know, but it's like for your children, for example, you're just trying to guide your children, right? You're trying to encourage them. But instead of them being like, hey, Mom, yeah, Dad, you know, that makes sense, or I appreciate the insight, they want to argue with you. They want to, you know, whatever you tell them to do, they want to do the opposite, right? Okay, and all you're trying to do is pull them up. All you're trying to do is encourage them, okay? It says you try to encourage each other in every little aspect of life, pulling one another out of self-doubt and dark times, a shelter from the torments of life, but it's in reverse. So this is what needs to happen. This needs to be turned right side up. You need those in your circle who are going to also pull you up out of a dark time, right? I feel like you're the one that a lot of people tend to lean on, especially when times get tough. This is just one of your lessons. Look, I just opened up to lessons. You have agreed with the other souls to have and provide valuable life lessons for each other in this lifetime. Find the lessons within these circumstances, okay? So whatever's going on, there is a lesson here, okay, for you to find. Instead of focusing on all the I'm right, you're right, or the aggression, or, you know, whatever, I'm going to have to see what this is. Whatever this is for you, I feel like what's required of you at this time is to make peace, come from a place of logic and not emotional reaction, and you know, it's about tightening up your circle is what I'm getting. Finding someone who's going to also encourage you and lift you up. I just feel like you've been surrounding yourself with a lot of negative energy, okay? A lot of toxic energy, a lot of energy that's always leaning on you to kind of pull them out of the muck. And even when you do try to pull them out of the muck, they still kind of give you aggressive reactions, right? It's like, I don't know, baby. It's taking a toll on you. It's taking a toll on your energy. It's taking a toll on your finances. And then there's the children again. And family, yes. So you're worrying about your family more than you should. I feel like God's saying, surrender this situation to me. Your children are well protected and safe, and you know the angels are looking over you and your family. And I feel like you're worrying quite a bit though about your family. Maybe you're trying to control, you know, situations to a degree where it's not helping you or them, is what I'm getting. So this is your lesson for the month of May. You know, your lesson is to understand that you're not really in control. You have to be in this energy of temperance, and that says you're not in a position to hurry anything along, right? You can be patient. You can teach yourself and others during the circumstances, right? But be calm. And when you're facing these aggressive, argumentative energies that are always in attack mode, okay, no one's going to win. If you guys are in these attack modes with one another, you know, there is going to be no solution. There's not going to be a solution. There's just going to continually be these fights, these arguments. Nobody's listening to anybody else. So the challenge is to have peace. Put the troubles behind you. Find a balanced heart and a balanced mind. Okay? And then, you know, set your own boundaries. This is what I'm seeing for you in the month of May. So let's see what's this aggression. Let's just go ahead and get in and let me see what I can see about what may be going on. And then we're going to pull some healing energy, okay? So, Spirit. Let's see. Why is Pisces having to be patient? Tell me about patience for Pisces. Why is Temperance here for Pisces? Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah. I feel like you're feeling rejected possibly by those who, you know, you've been trying to pull up, the ones you've been trying to guide, and if your family, I'm just getting big time family. I feel like your family doesn't really support you and you're just tired of it. Okay? But Spirit's telling you there needs to be an ending to rejection. Maybe you feel like you know they don't care about you, or maybe you've been wallowing in this kind of self-pitying energy where it's like, do they even love me? It's like you do so much for these people, but it's almost like you're feeling underappreciated, right? Like you're telling yourself, does it even matter? Like all they do is fight with me. All they do is give me aggression. It doesn't matter what I do for any of them. You know, I'm always the bad person. I'm the one that they leave out, or you know what I'm trying to say? It's like they don't really listen. So, you know, your Spirit's telling you it's time to have a new beginning, and that new beginning has to do with you letting go of your perspective around rejection, around feeling like your family's rejecting you even. Maybe that's what it is. You kind of bite your tongue. You do so much for these people, and it's like they don't really do much for you. They just kind of take you for granted. They expect you to always show up, always be the one to do this, always to be the one to do that, right? And, you know, you're not really telling them, hey, I feel underappreciated, right? You're not really telling them how you're feeling, but you're holding it within yourself. And when you're thinking about things, you're just kind of wallowing in this energy of rejection, like they're not supporting you. And, you know, it's like, it's just not good for you, okay? It's not good for you to wallow in that energy. You know, that's where Spirit's saying it's time for you to, you know, speak up. Don't do it in an emotional way. Maybe, you know, maybe you do it in an emotional way. Maybe you kind of sit back and you bite your tongue and you hold things in. And then whenever they emotionally trigger you, things come out in the wrong way, right? Because you've been sitting there kind of already feeling it, wallowing it, but trying not to say nothing, like, you know. And so whenever it does come out, though, it's because you've been triggered, and so it always comes out aggressive, or it comes out in a way that you later regret, right? You do speak your feelings, but in an aggressive way. It's more of a defensive way when you're hurt. And so that's just kind of keeping the circle going. It's just kind of keeping this energy going around and around and around, right? So speak your truth, speak your mind, let them know, hey, I feel underappreciated. I feel like, you know, you guys don't really, you know, support me in the way I support you. But don't do it whenever things are aggressive, right? Don't wait until there's conflict to speak your mind, because that's not going to lead to healing. That's going to lead to more of this cycle just kind of repeating, and more hurt feelings, and no answers, no solutions, okay? So let's talk about this Knight of Swords energy, this aggressive energy. What's causing this aggression, Spirit? Or who is this aggression with? What can you tell me about this? Okay, yeah, you're feeling burdened, but you're holding it in. Yeah, you're feeling burdened and you're holding it in. And also there could be a burden going on with your Emperor here. Okay, I'm trying to stay away from love relationship, but if it comes up, it comes up. But you got an Emperor here, or you could be the Emperor who's feeling burdened. Okay, who just bites their tongue, gives the family all the support, and just kind of feels like nobody really appreciates it, or you know, shows up for them, and so, you know, they hold it in. This could be your Emperor. If this is you or not you, I don't know. Remember, this could be a cross watcher, but there's an Emperor energy who's the one that I'm talking to, who's the one who's been biting their tongue, who feels underappreciated. They feel, you know, rejected. They feel like they don't really have any support. They feel like they're carrying a lot of burdens on their own. And they hold it in because they want to please their family. They want to take care of people. But it does come out in a very aggressive way, in a very hurtful way, whenever this Emperor gets triggered. And so it's really causing a lot of problems, is what I'm seeing. It's causing the conflict to grow instead of finding the solution. Okay, is what I'm getting here. So tell me about the challenge to make peace. How is this going to happen, Spirit? I mean, yeah, a love offer. Offer your heart to one another. Offer your truth. But Knight of Cups speaks about bringing an offer of love forward. So offering love is what's going to make peace. Offering your truth, calmly, not when you're in the midst of an argument, right? But you know, having these moments when things are calm between everybody to just kind of, maybe you need to have a family meeting to just sit and everybody have the floor. Everybody have a chance to express their feelings without judgment, without criticism, without people's feelings getting hurt. Just let everybody that needs to have a voice have a voice, so that you guys can find a solution in that, and so that these fights don't keep breaking out where everybody's hurting everybody else's feelings and then there's no solution. Okay, so call a family meeting. I'm hearing this Emperor, he's feeling burdened. He might be, he's really good at trying to hide it, or he thinks he's hiding these burdens that he's feeling, but it's coming out in aggressive ways, and it's coming out when it shouldn't, right? It's coming out when he's triggered. It's coming out when emotions are already kind of high, and so it's just really, it ends up making things worse. It ends up, it's not solving anything, is what I'm getting. And so Spirit needs this to be brought to an end. Maybe you sit back and you think your Emperor is rejecting you. Maybe, you know, you're sitting back and you're always contemplating, you know, maybe you're like, well, my Emperor's energy has changed towards me. He's more aggressive. He's not as sweet as he used to be. He's carrying a burden that he's not talking to you about, okay? And you're feeling rejected by him because he's not showing up the way he used to or something. That's for somebody. But the challenge is to offer love to one another and to make peace. And, you know, that doesn't always mean that it's going to, you know, making peace and loving each other doesn't always mean that it's going to be what you want it to be either, or it's going to be in the way you want it to be. It means that, you know, you accept one another, you love one another, you give each other a voice to speak the truth, and you let go of this energy of animosity or this energy of rejection. You let go of, you know, all this aggressive energy. And you allow each other to have their voice, is what I'm getting. Okay? So give me one on this pulling you up in reverse energy when it comes to love. I feel like somebody's not feeling supported. Yes. Your masculine's angry. This masculine energy is a King of Swords in reverse. That means he's angry. Okay, this is a very angry masculine, maybe about an investment. Maybe you guys are fighting over money, over household finances, over the children, right? There's a lot of arguments going on, and it's there, but that's the thing, it's arguments and nobody, you know, there's no solution because you're Queen of Swords upright, okay? So you guys are a true pair. There could be some truth about maybe a family member went to jail. Maybe there's a family member that's going to jail, and that's causing a lot of aggression with you guys right now. There's some truth and clarity coming out about a family member who could be going to jail. Could be one of your children. If it's not one of your children, then maybe your Emperor's going to jail. I don't know, because he's carrying a burden. Somebody might be, you know, with the Eight of Swords, that means going to jail. If that's not someone going to jail, that's just speaking about, you know, the truth is coming out that someone's been feeling trapped by their family in this situation. It's like they just sit back and they hold on to feeling like they're being used and misused, and they stew over this energy of rejection within themselves. They're always ruminating over that energy of rejection, but they never really speak it until like it's aggressive, until people are arguing. And then they're triggered, and then their true feelings come out, but it comes out in a way that's harsh. It comes out in a way that's where there's no solution. It comes out in a way that's only feeding the problem and not really coming to any kind of solution for whatever's been going on. And it has to do with some growing. It has to do with investment, time, money, energy. Okay, somebody, you know, is feeling used and misused with the way that they're expected to invest in this situation, and they feel like they're getting nothing in return. That's basically what I'm seeing, okay? So let's go to some healing for this situation. I'm going to pull a feminine and a masculine energy on this, on you know, what you guys are going to work on to lay these burdens down. Okay, let's start with you, feminine. You're this Queen of Swords energy. You're the King of Swords is in reverse. I feel like he's the one feeling, you know, like what I was explaining earlier, right? He's the one that's feeling kind of rejected, but he's not saying anything about it. He feels like, you know, people are just, I mean, I'm hearing using him. He just feels like he's just, you know, it's like he doesn't get anything for himself, it's like y'all don't see it that way though. Y'all love him. Y'all, you know, you guys are a family, right? But this masculine feels, I don't know, he's not speaking about like how he's really feeling about carrying all these burdens is kind of what I'm getting. So feminine, Queen of Swords, what has Spirit got you focusing on for the month of May? Yeah, looking at reality versus illusion. Okay, I'm just going to read it. Take it how it resonates for you. It says, it is hard to convince myself that this is real. Maybe this is the relationship of you and your masculine. Maybe this masculine's carrying a lot of burdens for the family. He's working hard, and you guys, you know, y'all don't see each other much. And when you do see each other, you're just kind of arguing and you're questioning him, and you know, you're feeling rejected because he's pulled back, and then he's feeling rejected because he feels underappreciated is kind of what I'm getting here. And the way to make peace is to have this conversation in a loving way, and not when emotions are high. But here's the healing for this feminine energy. The reality is that you're in a twin flame connection. The illusion is that you are not. This journey can feel scary. You may feel alone. You may think you're deluding yourself. You may not be able to come to a complete understanding of it, but there are certain signs that can assuredly point to the ultimately undeniable truth and help you know beyond any doubt that you are not making it up. You and your partner will always mirror each other in some way. This is one sign. And there is the knowing. Both masculine and feminine energies just know. Even if certain definitions remain unspoken between you. Your souls are showing up here at this time to help heal the imbalance that has occurred between male and female energies on the planet. It's big work. It's important to just accept this mission. Release resistance. It is the kind of union work that affects and raises up the collective soul. Embrace and do the work. So basically what I'm getting from this is you doubting if like you guys are meant to be partners. Like it's like things get hard and you start questioning your masculine. Maybe you're questioning, do you even want to be with this masculine sometimes? It's hard work to be in a union, in a marriage, in a relationship with another, right? Because we're always constantly working on ourselves, but then we have to learn to be vulnerable enough and authentic enough to, in those moments when we're feeling certain types of ways, we got to find a way to bring those things out, but not in an aggressive way, not in a way, you know, where we're trying to fight with one another, but just in a way where we can let ourselves be heard, right? And not only just about letting ourselves be heard, but we have to be willing to allowing our partner to be heard too, without it triggering us, without it, you know, causing us to want to bite back or, you know, put our defenses up. If we hear something that, you know, we don't agree with or we don't like, if it's our partner's perspective, then we should let them voice that without the fear of backlash, right? And that's kind of what I'm getting here. I feel like you two have a lot to talk about, but when y'all try to talk about it, it ends up in a fight, okay? It ends up in this aggressive tug of war between you two. Okay, maybe y'all should get a talking stick, Spirit's telling me, and whoever's got the stick can talk, and the other person can't say a word until the other person puts the stick down or passes it to them. That way everybody can say what they need to say, and then you got to make a rule, right? There can be no harsh words to one another, even if it triggers you, even if you get angry, no matter what it is. Like there should be, Spirit's telling y'all to make a setting. You know how most couples do date night? You guys need to set up a night to talk and to be heard is kind of what I'm getting here, okay? And you can't interrupt each other, and you can't, you know, don't let your triggers make you aggressive to one another. because you both have a voice that needs to be heard. You both you're both feeling rejected. You're both feeling underappreciated. You're both kind of feeling trapped in this family situation. But at the same time, if you both want to do the work because you love each other, you love your family, you're both working hard for this family, I'm seeing. But this masculine, you're wondering why he's angry all the time. It's because he's carrying these burdens and he feels like he's not being heard, is what I'm getting. He feels like he feels like he can't speak the truth. And so it comes out in aggressive ways. It comes out, in little quips here and there that cut you to the bone, right? And you're like, well, where did that come from? Well, it's because he's been holding it in and really ruminating on it. And you do the same thing. Okay? Is what I'm seeing. So, this union needs some work, basically. And it's going to start with you guys having a powwow, is what I'm hearing, a little talking time. Okay, so let's talk about this masculine. What is this emperor that's carrying a burden? What's he trying to heal here? Yeah, he needs to, look, he's learning how to be empowered, how to use his voice, how to speak up when he's feeling burdened. Okay? It says, I'm not exactly sure what this means. So he doesn't know, how to he doesn't know how to be empowered in this connection. He doesn't know how to get his voice to be heard in a way where it's actually understood, in a way where, he feels safe to speak his truth. Okay, let me read his healing. It says, misguided, distorted perceptions of what power is, often mistaken for control. Maybe he thinks you're trying to control him, right? It leads to distortions in the fabric of your soul. And then those filter out into collective soul, creating imprints and distortions in the matrix. Use your innate intuition to ascertain what it is your soul really wants, rather than following what others think you should do and how you ought to show up in the world. Then move forward towards it with confidence. So I channeled this correctly because this this is explaining everything I was telling you, right? It's like this masculine, he's holding back, he's holding back, he's holding back. He feels like, he feels like this feminine energy is trying to control him, okay? Or he feels like, he has no control over this situation is what I'm getting, right? So he bites back. He gets aggressive when he feels like something's out of his control. And so he holds all this energy within himself and he just kind of stews on it and it just kind of builds up. But him doing that is affecting the whole family, the collective soul, right? The collective group, which is your family. And it's creating imprints and distortions in this family situation when it comes out at random times, when it comes out in aggressive manners. And it's coming from the fact that he feels like he has no voice. He doesn't feel empowered in the situation. He's angry, but he doesn't always show it. He only shows it whenever he feels triggered, right? That's when he becomes aggressive. And so this is what I see is your conflict. This is what's going on in the month of May for you, okay? Now there's some clarity about it. There's a truth about a family situation that's coming out here in this month of May, and it has to do with feeling trapped, or maybe this is the masculine in the Eight of Swords. He just feels stuck. He feels like, he's just kind of there. He doesn't really feel supported. He doesn't really feel empowered, okay? But he's not using his voice at the same time. It's not like this Queen of Swords, it's not that she's trying to control this masculine. Maybe you are Queen of Swords. Maybe that's something you should look at if you feel like you're trying to control him. But I don't know if that's necessarily it. I just feel like you don't know because he doesn't really speak it, right? You're not a mind reader. You guys are, you're trying to get through the day. You're trying to get through getting these kids raised, I'm hearing. And I just feel like you guys are creating distance between one another, and it could simply be solved with a conversation, but an honest conversation, a loving conversation. Because this masculine's angry, and he's not feeling supported, he's not feeling empowered, and he's feeling rejected, and you're feeling rejected. And if you guys really truly want to make this union work, than the truth. And you know, you guys are going. The only way to make this work is to have this peace and this loving conversation between you. And like Spirit said, loving doesn't always mean that, oh, we're kissy huggy. No, loving means I'm going to speak my truth to you and allow you to speak your truth to me, even if I don't like it. I can love you and accept you, even if we don't agree. Whatever it leads to, I'm going to hold peace about it, and I'm going to allow you to express yourself. And I'm not gonna be aggressive towards you if I don't like what I hear, and you know, things like that. Okay, is what I'm seeing. So that's for some of y'all. Now, the ones who have a family member, there's a truth about a family member that's going to jail, okay? Because you got a family member, some clarity coming out. Let me see what that's about real quick for some of y'all. Remember, only take the parts that resonate, that sound true for you, and you leave the rest, okay? But there is a situation. I don't know if it's your child or your masculine. Somebody is facing some type of jail time for someone in the collective here. So where can I go for that, Spirit? 1 second, y'all. Let me see. Let me just see. What is this Eight of Swords? Why is the Eight of Swords here, Spirit? Please and thank you. Yeah, somebody might have not gone to a court date. There's a courthouse in reverse. Yeah, somebody might have missed a court date here, or they lost a court case. Somebody's losing a court case, and they could have to face some type of jail time over that. Maybe somebody violated probation. Maybe one of your children got in trouble. They could have violated probation or missed a court date, and that's causing some stress in your family. They hid this from you guys, and now you're finding this out. Okay, and so it's causing stress between you two. The Emperor's angry, and you're just trying to like do Queen of Swords. She's just kind of, it's like you're trying to balance both sides, right? Maybe it's a son and a father who are fighting, Queen of Swords, an older son who's kind of gotten into some trouble, and you're trying to like keep the peace between the two in a way. If that's the case, I feel like maybe you need to include this son in that talking stick time that Spirit was talking about, okay? But this masculine, he's angry about whatever this is, and he's feeling like a huge burden, but he's not really expressing it. He feels like, maybe he feels like, you know, he's disappointed because he can't really help his son. Maybe that's the burden. He feels like he might have dropped the ball on this child, and feels like he should have been, you know, he could have done something different, and maybe this kid wouldn't have went down that road, but this masculine is not really voicing that. He's just, it's coming out in angry ways, but he feels like disappointed, you know, this disappointment with this child is a disappointment for him in himself. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's, you know, that's not really his fault though, you know, but he feels like it is. Yeah, maybe, you know, there's a loss of a house. Maybe, you know, you guys struggled with your finances here, and you're, you know, you guys have lost a house, or you're losing some property here. For some of y'all, if it's not the sun, if it's not that sun energy, then some of you guys are losing y'all lost a court case in regards to a home, and that's causing aggression and fighting between y'all. Yeah. High honor. Let me see. Yeah, that's my war card. It's high honor, but you see the cannons? Yeah, that's what's causing y'all's fighting, Spirit's saying. Some of y'all, it's got to do with finances and a home, and yeah, there's some bad health around it right now. And this masculine, maybe he's been hiding that from you, and you're just finding out. Things are worse than he was letting on. He's been trying to carry this burden alone when it comes to some kind of finances around a home. Okay, and you know, or maybe that's kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah, either there's a child that's gonna have to go serve some jail time that violated probation or missed a court date, and you guys are arguing about that, or there's a home. Okay, there's a property. I feel like it's you know, something that the bank may be repossessing here, because this masculine held back some kind of financial truth. It's like he was carrying a financial burden on his own, and he was trying to get through it and not let you know about it. but now it's to the point where, you know, I feel like he has no choice but to let you know. But it's been causing a war in your home because you didn't know what was going on. You don't know what he's been holding back, you know. He hasn't really been letting you in on everything, and he's just been really aggressive arguing with you. So let's just only take what resonates. That's, you know, one or two stories may resonate. Neither one of those may resonate for you, but that's for some in the collective. So let's get you some advice, baby. Let's get some advice. Spirit, let's go back over here. Sorry, I keep moving the cards, but. So the advice on this energy of bringing an end to rejection. Being patient and bringing an end to rejection. This is your own energy here, okay? That talks about an ending for a new beginning, but what needs to end is this feeling of rejection between you and this masculine. This feeling of y'all can't speak to one another, or your voice can't be heard, right? Yeah, you got a Queen of Gabriel. It talks about being charming, brilliant, independent. Maybe you're going to be gaining your independence, you know, after this situation. Maybe, you know, it's going to come down to, are you guys going to be able to make peace with one another or not? But it says you can do anything right now. Go after what you want. The ability to attract helpful people. So Spirit's going to send some help your way, okay? But you may have to deal with this ending of some sort. Whether you guys are going to put an ending to the bickering, an ending to these feelings of rejection, an ending to the anger that's between y'all, or you're going to put an ending to the relationship and just gain your independence. Okay, Pisces, you're going to have to be the one to decide what direction you're going to take that in. But you can't rush the process either. Right now you're in the middle of the working on it, okay? And working on it may mean that you guys work it out, or it may mean that working on it is you're working on, you know, coming to your truth about the situation. But that's an inside job. That's something, you know, you got to decide within yourself. Maybe you have a fear of independence. Okay. Tell me about this Emperor that's carrying a burden. What's the advice for this Emperor who's aggressive, not feeling empowered, carrying a burden? What's the advice there? Seven of Michael. Yeah, okay, so there is a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer. So he's been trying to work alone, right? He's been trying to keep you out of what's been going on, basically, this Emperor. He's felt like, you know, he needed to carry this burden alone. And it's coming out. So whatever this is, it could be tied to something financial. I'm strongly getting that he's been holding back from you. He's been trying to do it all on his own. But the month of May, this is coming out. This truth is coming out. Whatever he's been trying to do all on his own, okay, I feel like you guys are going to have the ability to team up and work on this together and find this solution. But if you're being aggressive with one another, if you're shutting each other out, then it's not going to work. I feel like there's going to be a separation of some sorts. Okay? So you're either going to be coming together or you're going to be separating. It's completely up to y'all, but that's what I'm seeing. Remember, your challenge is to make peace and offer love. That's going to be the challenge. So it's up in the air at this point. It's going to be determined on what you want and how you approach the situation, basically. But you're being taught how to have how to resolve this conflict. This is something that needs to be resolved from your past life, from the past. Something that happened. It's been going on for a while, and it has to do with finances. So tell me, what do you want to say on this challenging energy of making peace with love? Yeah, it's going to take some strength. It's going to take some strength to overcome this challenge, but you can do it. That's Archangel Ariel. She's the angel of love, okay? Strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, and forgiveness. This is how you're going to overcome this challenge. Forgiveness, acceptance, kindness, confidence in this connection, confidence in one another, okay? Give each other peace and grace. Not trying to put the blame on one another, because, you know, wherever you guys find yourselves in a situation, it's a two-way street. It's not one or the other's fault here, right? You are a team, and even if this masculine's been holding back certain information, you're still a team, right? It's not just the masculine's fault. There's a reason why he felt like he had to hold it back. Maybe, you know, in the past you haven't really let him have a voice. And so that's why your challenge is to, have that time to let each other be heard without the triggering of an argument here. Okay, so tell me about the love energy. What's the advice on the love energy? I mean, this King of Swords is angry, and you got your sword up. So, yeah, Queen of Michael. There you are again, Queen of Swords. This is the Queen of Swords. Self-reliant, insightful, humorous. You know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience. A time for your career rather than a relationship. You might be bringing this to an end, Queen of Swords. Okay? Whatever this masculine held back, it might be just too much for you to handle. You might, decide to reject this masculine. Okay, whatever this information is, it might be the straw that broke the camel's back. But even if you do decide to end this, Spirit's saying do it with grace. Okay, do it with kindness. Do it, have self-confidence in how you're going about this. Yeah, follow look, we got divine guidance on the bottom, right? Follow the divine's guidance in this situation. The search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers and friends. And that coincides with that energy where I felt like, you're lifting others up, but there's really nobody there to lift you up. You got Spirit around you, helping you through this situation that's lifting you up. You're definitely in this Queen of Swords energy, taking your power back, standing your ground. This King of Swords is angry. He's probably more angry with himself than anything. He's feeling rejected by you, okay, because you are claiming some sort of independence, but it's because he held back a secret and he's been super aggressive. Instead of speaking his emotions, there's some kind of truth around family that he should have held you in high enough honor to include you in the solution of. But instead, he tried to hold it back from you and try to, control the situation on his own, maybe even in a ruthless manner. And now, it's coming back on him because of the way he's been basically trying to handle it without you, trying to, keep it held in and feel like, it's like I don't know, he feels like he's the one who should be in control of it. Maybe he's trying to take a house from you. If it's not him losing a house to the bank, then this could be him trying to hide something. Maybe he's planning on this separation, or y'all been on your way to separation and he's been hiding things from the court. Maybe, I don't know if this is past or present energy for you or future energy for you, but wherever you're at on the timeline, this masculine could have been, planning to cause a burden for you in court by making you lose a house or hiding some property from the court that he doesn't want you to have access to, and he should have held you in high honor. But Spirit's saying, as long as you keep your peace, stand in your power, okay, claim your independence, be patient with yourself and others, and not be in this aggressive energy, surrender it to the divine. Trust that God's going to work this situation out. You keep your peace. That's going to be the main thing. Right? Don't let this situation take you out of your peace. Don't let this situation get you into your emotional self where you're reacting out of emotions. Okay? Spirit's telling you it's time for logic. It's time for you to be able to think clearly and to make wise choices based on clear direction, clear guidance from the divine. But if you're overly emotional, overly aggressive or angry or just focused on all the hurt of it, okay, then it might be, it might be detrimental for you moving forward, right? It might set you back a little bit. And this situation is meant to teach you how to be strong, independent, and to be graceful. Okay? That's why this situation's here for you. It's meant to teach you how to be graceful. And then for this emperor who's been causing these burdens or carrying all these burdens, all of this stemmed from him feeling rejected and feeling like he was, taken advantage of or not respected, or you know what I mean? But he didn't ever speak it really. right? He just kind of started feeling like he was disempowered, and you know, he should have got more respect and all of this, and he just sat on it though. He didn't really like bring it up. He didn't really express himself, except for when he was mad, or he came out with these harsh words, or you guys were fighting, right? So I feel like you tried, Queen of Swords, I really feel like you tried several times before it got to this point. You've been trying to make the peace, you know, you've been trying to get him to bring out whatever it was. But it just, I don't know, I feel like, let's see what's going to happen. I mean, you got to make the ultimate decision. But I do see you guys could possibly be separating, okay? And if you're not separating, then maybe this is that opportunity, like Spirit said, y'all to have that time to allow each other to be heard. I don't know where you're at on the timeline. But if you guys keep going down this cycle in this same way that we were talking about earlier, just biting your tongue, avoiding conflict with one another, not really speaking the truth and things like that, just trying to avoid each other, and you know, then it's going to lead to the separation regardless. If you don't want this separation, if you really want to work on this, then it's going to take you guys giving each other some answers, being clear with one another, being graceful and, you know, confident with your position of the relationship, okay? And making sure that this masculine brings out this truth, because there's definitely a truth that he's been hiding that's affecting not just himself, but it's like affecting your family and your home. You know, he's been trying to hold something back from court, from getting to the courts, whether it's, you know, a mortgage or just, like I said, maybe he's got something he's trying to keep from you that's going to come out when you take him to court. I don't know. But anyways, that's what I'm seeing for you, Pisces. I love you guys. Have a good one. Please like, share, or subscribe. Bye.